Hello there and welcome to this episode of Jeff's DIY Garage. Today we're answering the question that apparently only I've ever asked. Can a Camaro carry a baby?
Come take a ride with me to Jeff's DIY Garage.
Can a Camaro carry a baby? The answer is yes. The end. Well, there's more to that than just saying yes. In my last video you saw I could fit the baby seat into the car. Well, today I've driven all the way downtown and I'm happy to say little Willie hasn't complained at all on the whole ride down. Let's see how he fits. So if you're sitting in the front seat, there's not a whole bunch of room. If you're sitting in the back seat, there's not a whole bunch of room. But if you're sitting in the baby seat, oh boy, look at that. Oh, look at those little toes. Yes, he fits in here just right. Oh, I got this in the trunk. Put it over here. Open the door. Seat is slid forward. Push this. Unstrap him by pressing the button. Basket. Into your little basket. Oh boy. What a good boy. And there you have it. Baby Camaro. No problem. But is everything as good as I thought it was? Welcome to part 2 of the baby seat. Yesterday we took the car out with the baby seat to the hospital. I sent a picture of the baby sitting in the baby seat and my wife was very upset. She said that the angle of the seat is incorrect. I'd followed all the directions and watched the videos online and I assumed that everything was okay. But today we're going to take a measurement to see what the angle is. So we're going to get out the level. When we put it on the seat, it's at an angle of 30 degrees. 31 degrees. And as we push it, it goes up to 44. But this is how I had it yesterday. However, yesterday I also had it turned around. Now that it's turned around this way, it's at a level of 52 degrees. So I think that is an inappropriate angle for it to be at. Welcome to part 3. We're going to talk about the angle. We know that this is a 90-degree angle. The manufacturers suggest that the seat has a 45-degree angle. When I measured it, it was around 50 degrees, which is actually too high. They suggest between 40 and 45 degrees for an angle of the baby seat. Now, that's not to say that this seat is defective or is not correct. I have a feeling that the seat angle of the car is to blame here. I think that we'll just have to wait about 6 months before we can take baby Willie into my car. However, once a baby is able to control their head at about 6 months, I read that 50 degrees is actually okay. So for the next few months, we won't be using my car to transport little Willie. We'll be using Bella's Jetta. And then after 6 months, he can ride in the car and be just fine. What I would like to see is that company making a tilt that goes beyond that 45 degrees at level. And I've seen others that actually have a bubble in it so you can see where the level of that seat is, so you can know for sure, and that way you'd avoid things like this. So to recap, it should be at 45 degrees. I measured it in my car at 50 degrees. That's too much. I think that it's the angle of the seat back and the seat cushion that's making that higher than it needs to be. Okay, I hope you learned some things, and I'll see you next time.